Yeah, thank you for giving us this opportunity to present our problem statement. I think it's quite typical of some of the earlier statements where we want to better monitor work, help us to better plan daily activities, and finally capture relevant data. That's what we're looking at. So let me go into the statement itself. This is regarding the usage of excavators on our site, and we have the question is how might we monitor the usage of excavators to optimize their productivity. Next, please. So a little bit of background. Uh, Currently, there are many excavators that we have on some of our greenfield projects, and they're not really tracked very efficiently, meaning to say they move on from one activity to the next in the same day. So not we are doing some manual data capture, but we think that it would be better if we could have some real-time data on what's the productivity of that excavator. And sometimes some of these projects tend to be quite huge. And if the operators are not monitored, a lot of idle time happens on the site. So the practice is limited visibility on the excavator's activities, and the data needs to be collected manually, and it's not real time. Next, please. So what we would like to have is maybe some sensors and possibly an IoT system where we could actually monitor the excavator's activities real time. And what it would do is help us with some intelligent decision making. For example, if there are resources which are idling, underutilized, it could help us to better deploy the excavators within the project. Now, we're also interested to use this system to monitor the behavior of the operator, the efficiency of the operator itself. And right now we have some data which we collect, and that helps us to incentivize the operator based on his productivity. But this could be biased from the manual data that's collected. So if we have an IoT system, um, possibly that can help us to attribute that to data, and then that can help him. So the solution really is a real-time collection of data, which will then be analyzed and conveyed to the management team, which in turn helps in better planning of work activities. And then the next possible value-adding opportunity is really to estimate what's the volume of work that is done. And this in turn can be reported back to the clients, and eventually if it can be used for claims purposes, that will be a real value add. And this should be adaptable to the various models of excavators, uh, whichever brand of excavator that is. Next, please. So the solution really should provide real-time data. Sometimes it could minimize idle time, and that in turn helps in reducing fuel consumption. And the solution should also assist in educating the operators on the usage of excavators. With the data that's collected, that can be used to show them how the excavators are being used, and in turn help to incentivize operators. Uh, so let me conclude. This is my last slide. So the expected outcomes of the solution is to augment the existing excavators to support monitoring of its operator and its operations. That's basically the activities that's carried out. And the data gathered from monitoring the excavator should then be useful for analyzing, preparing some dashboards, and then that can help the management team to review and take necessary action. Ultimately, the solution improves the productivity of the operations, the excavators itself. I think that's all I have for my presentation.
Thank you so much, BJ. I think we'll just pause a while for the questions to come in. Okay, yep. So we have a question from Luca from Novat. Must it be an IoT on the excavator, or data on excavator activities can be collected from a mobile app?
Ideally, it should be on the excavator itself, because I can't visualize how It can be captured on a mobile app if we don't have the data from the source, which is in this case the excavator. So my answer would be yes, it has to be on the excavator.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Luca mentioned that he can show you. We look forward to the proposal on how you could potentially use a mobile app to collect the data. Yeah, yeah. Okay, give me a moment to scroll through the questions. There's a number that just came in. From Nabita, what is the data that you would exactly like to collect from the excavator activities?
How much of work is done by that excavator for that particular day?
Okay, and
So
for the
it's
work, what measure is it in terms of the amount of soil excavated?
correct.
Okay, yeah, and how currently are you doing it?
It's very manual. It's estimated because we just estimate the location, and in that particular location, it's a volume-based measurement, which is probably not accurate. So with an IoT on the excavator, it could help to we could get the right data.
Mhm. Yep. I will share this question, but I'm not too sure whether you will catch it. How do you estimate how full the bucket is?
Okay.
Do you understand the question?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
if it was something which was thrown into a lorry and we could go and wait, we could actually estimate. But in this case, no, it's just visual. The operator picks up the bucket and he just knows when it's full, and then he just throws it into the next location. So it's not really estimated.
Mhm. Okay. For the next question is from Putra. Uh, is the IoT device expected to capture load data or just track time usage or idling or
Actually,
type?
all of this, the load data, the time that's taken, the
Okay.
idling, the performance engine, performance metrics, all of this.
So you're interested in all those data?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you collect the engine hour data?
It's done, but it's done on a daily basis. So we know that engine, how many hours the excavator has worked, but we have no idea what it has produced in the number of hours that it has worked. Or rather, we don't have the accurate data.
Okay. Could you share more about your existing excavator? Because one of our attendees is asking whether your excavator can really transmit data because they are aware that Caterpillar got some solutions that can really transmit data.
That's correct. Actually, the new generation excavators, the next gen excavators, actually can capture most of this data. But those are excavators which are, well, they're new. We have a lot of the old excavators, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 year old excavators, which we need the same data. So the newer ones have already all of these solutions inbuilt by the manufacturers. So it's most of the older excavators.
Okay. Yep. And how many percentage of your current asset is older excavator?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Like, what's uh, are your current fleet of excavator mainly the older models?
I would say about 70%, 70, 80 are the older fleet. The newer fleet in the last couple of years have got all these solutions already.
Okay. Yep. So the final question is from Namita. So for the measurement regarding to the excavated soil, like, are you interested in the type of soil? How does rain affect the digging area?
Uh, I didn't get that question, please.
So are you interested in the type of soil?
Type of soil, no, we already have the data. When we are doing work, we know what's the type of soil.
Okay. Yep. And will the measurements be affected by rain? Do you anticipate that to
Oh,
happen?
surely when there's rain, normally work is not carried out.
Okay, yep, understand. Yep, thank you so much.